Hello everyone. This video is about the interval estimation of the population proportion T. In the previous video, you learned about the three cases of the interval estimation of the population mean mu. Now this time, the parameter that we are estimating is the population proportion P. Now what is this population proportion P? Let us consider a population of size capital N, where the items in the population are classified as success or a failure. So, for example, if we have a survey question like, do you like the color blue? So, those who will answer yes are considered success items in the population, and those who will answer no are considered failure items in the population. Now, for instance, if our population has size capital N equals 1,000, and the number of people who likes the color blue is 700. Then the population proportion P is equal to 700 over 1,000, which is zero point 0.7. So that's what we want to estimate the population proportion P. So since if the population has a very large size, it will be time consuming and costly to consider or to ask all the members of the population. So that's why we want to estimate the population proportion P. Now, in order to do that, we will be getting a sample group of size small m. And a point estimator for the population proportion P is given by the sample statistic, which is denoted by P hat, and it is equal to x over the sample size small n, where x represents the number of successes observed in the sample size small n. So going back in the previous slide, if we have a sample size of 100, and let's say that we found out that there are 65 people who likes the color blue, then our population, our sample proportion, p hat, is equal to 65 over 100, which is 0.65. So that 0.65 will serve as our point estimate for the population proportion P. Now, since we are doing sampling from a population, the sample proportion P hat also has a sampling distribution, just like the sampling distribution of the sample mean X bar. However, in the lesson about sampling distribution, we only studied the sampling distribution of the mean X bar. We did not study about the sampling distribution of the sample proportion we have. So in this slide, now we can describe or characterize this sampling distribution of p hat. So the sampling distribution is approximately normally distributed, just like the sampling distribution of the mean. And it is approximately normally distributed for sufficiently large sample sizes small n. That is when the sample size small n times the population proportion or times the proportion of success is greater than 5, or when the sample size small n times the proportion of failure, which is 1 minus p, is greater than 5. So since this is approximately normally distributed, the mean of the sampling distribution of p hat is equal to the proportion of success, and its variance is equal to the proportion of success multiplied by the proportion of failure over the sample size small n. The proportion of failure, Q, is obtained by subtracting the proportion of success from 1. But we will not directly use these formulas of the mean and the variance. They will just appear in the formula for the interval estimate of the population proportion P. And it is given as follows. A 1 minus alpha times 100% confidence interval estimate for the population proportion P is given by this formula. The lower bound is the sample proportion t hat minus the margin of error, and the upper bound is the sample proportion t hat plus the margin of error. And the margin of error is obtained by multiplying the z-score or z sub alpha over 2 with an area of alpha over 2 to its right side times the standard error of the sample proportion p hat, which is given by the square root of p hat times q hat over the sample size n for small n. So q hat here is equal to 1 minus the sample proportion p hat. So let's illustrate this formula for the interval estimate of the population proportion P. Now let us consider that a random sample of 500 teenagers, 12 to 17 years old, was found out that 330 have regular access to computers and the internet. Find a point estimate of the true proportion of teenagers, 12 to 17 years old, who have regular access to computers and the internet. And then let's construct a 95% confidence interval for the true proportion of teenagers 12 to 17 years old who have regular access to computers and the internet. So in this case, the pop- population of study here would be all teenagers 12 to 17 years old. And we want to estimate the population proportion T. So in this problem, we obtained a sample of small n equals 500 teenagers aged 12 to 17 years old, and we found out that 330 of them have regular access to computers and the internet. So this means that our sample proportion t hat, which is our point estimate here, is equal to small x over small n, which is 330 over 500, and that is 0.66. Now for the interval estimate, since since the confidence level is 95%, that means that our alpha is 0.05. And then we're going to get the z-score with an area of alpha over 2 to its right side. So since alpha is 0.05 and alpha over 2 is 0.0250, then in the z distribution, the area at the rightmost point is 0.0250. And that means that the area at the left side of this z-score is 1 minus 0.0250, which is 0.9750. So reading from the V table, we find 0.9750 among the list of probabilities, and we get 1.96. So since our z-score is 1.96, we will use this to compute for the margin of error. The margin of error is 1.96 times the square root of e hat, which is 0.66, times q hat, which is 1 minus 0.66, and it gives us 0.34, divided by the sample size small. So using our calculators, we get 0.0415. So this means that our lower bound is 0.66 minus 0.0415, and subtracting that value will give us 0.6185. And then for our upper bound, that's 0.66 plus 0.0415, which gives us 0.7015. So that means we are 95% confident that the true proportion of teenagers 12 to 17 years old who have regular access to computers and the internet is between 0.6185 and 0.7015. In percentage form, That's between 61.85% and 70.15%. Now, we can also compute this confidence interval estimate using PHTAC. So in the add-ins option, we click PHTAC and then go to confidence intervals, and then we choose estimate for the proportion. And then this pop-up menu will appear, and then you have to type in the sample size, which is 500, and the number of successes would be the number of teenagers who have regular access to computers and the internet, which is 330. And our confidence level is 95%. When you click OK, the PHTAC output will appear, and this is our lower bound and upper bound, and this is our margin of error, which are the same from our computation earlier. Okay, and then, similar to our discussion in the interval estimation of the mean, we also have a formula for the sample size determination for the proportion. So it was mentioned in the previous video that whenever the margin of error decreases, then the sample size increases, and vice versa. Whenever the margin of error increases, then the sample size will decrease. So the formula for the sample size determination for the proportion is V sub alpha over 2, quantity squared, times the sample proportion p hat, and times q hat, which is 1 minus p hat, divided by e squared. This e value here is the desired margin of error. Okay, so let's have an example for this. A previous study indicated that 66% of teenagers 12 to 17 years old have regular access to computers and the internet. What sample size should we take to be 95% confident that the estimate of the true proportion of teenagers 12 to 17 years old with regular access to computers and the internet will differ by no more than 0.03? So according from our formula, we will get the z-score with an alpha over 2 area to its right side, and we get the sample proportion t hat, and then q hat, and then the desired margin of error. So this gives us, since our confidence level is 95%, from our computation in example 10.5 earlier in this video, we got 1.96 quantity square, and our p hat is 0.66, and our q hat is 1 minus 0.66, which is 0.34. Now the desired margin of error is 0.03, and then we also square it. Now observe that in example 10.5, that our original margin of error is 0.0415. So in example 10.6, we want to know the sample size that we need to take if this margin of error here would decrease to 0.03. So which means that we are expecting that our sample size would increase. So using our calculators and plugging in the values, we get 957.838 or 84. But again, since we're solving for the sample size, we need to round it up to 958 samples. So observe that if the margin of error decreases from 0.0415 to 0.03, the sample size would increase from 500 going to 958. Now, in the PHTAC, we can also solve for this sample size of 958. So we just go to the sample size option, but this time we click the determination for the proportion. So the estimate of true proportion is 0.66. That's your p hat. And then our sampling error is the desired value of E, which is in this example is equal to 0.03. And our confidence level is 95%. So to get the PH output, we see that this is the desired sample size, which is 958, and the one that we got here is 957.8. And when we round this up, we get 958. So this ends the video about interval estimation of the population proportion. Thank you for listening.